Hello friends, welcome to next tutorial in ChatGPT RPA series. In today's video, we are going to write the code to generate and read QR code and insert these codes into the documents as watermarks. Below in the video description, you'll find links to GitHub source code and YouTube playlist. So let's browse to our GitHub RPA repository. Inside the README file, if you are looking for code to work with documents, you'll find links to a lot of different examples, which perform variety of different tasks. In today's blog, we'll write code to generate and read QR code and insert these codes into documents as watermarks. We'll write a script in different parts. First, we are going to generate the code, which takes a text string and generate the QR code. We are also going to write the functions which read those QR code from the images. And then we are going to take those images and generate the image watermarks. Now, why would you want to do that? A lot of time what happens in professional organizations, you want to create voucher or invoices or any pro looking documents, and you want to create suppose you have a company logo or QR code, or you just want to simply write the confidential watermarks. So this code will help you use those images and use those watermarks inside those documents. You'll also find original ChatGPT generated code, which works just fine. If you query ChatGPT to write code for generating and reading QR code, it's going to generate something like this. But we are going to customize this code and use it for our purpose. So let's open a brand new notebook here. Let's import OS module first, and we are going to list out the content of the current directory here. So list directory sample data. As you can see, there are already a couple of files out there. Let's query one more folder, say downloads. So these are the files. For example, these are your invoice documents which you want to update. So once you see that, it will make more sense to you. But these are the files we are going to update it. Now you will need three different Python modules here, Python libraries, Pillow, QR code, and Pizbar. So please make sure that you do the pip install of these three libraries. I already have that, so I'm not going to do this over again. Next step, let's import QR code. And this is for example, this is the URL code which you want to generate QR code from. It could be any URL. So in my case, I'm just going to generate a QR code file. So file name, and this is the file name is when you generate the QR code, you want to save this as a PNG file, and I'm going to save that inside the sample data folder. Now, very simply, we are just going to take that QR code class and QR code.qrcode. I believe this is a class. Right, and this class accepts a couple of the parameters here. So let's go read out the signature of this class, then it will be more obvious. So as you can see, QR code, and it accepts a version, error correction, box size, border, etc., etc. So I'm just giving it a version and border, okay? And then let's go simply qr.add data, and we are going to pass that URL which we want to generate a QR code from. Next step is another function, we have to call it a make. Now simply qr code.add data, qr.make. And ultimately whatever comes out, you want to save that image as a PNG file here. So fill color, and let's give it a couple of other parameters, back color and fill color, and then you just save it as a new file name. Now let's run this. So what this code is going to do simply is going to take your URL and it's going to generate a QR code file. Let's run this now. All right, so it's giving me an error. Because I think I gave it a wrong path. It's not able to find that path. So let's go fix it. We are going to change that file name here. Okay, now let's run this again. So see, looks like it has generated a file. Now I'm going to, if you recall, I already included an library called image. So let's go read that. First, we want to make sure that file is generated or not. Okay, sample data. Okay, so the file has been generated. Let's go read this file again. So we are going to if you want to read that, because it's an image, so we are going to import the image and give it a path. See, so it has generated a test QR code.png file here. Now we have the file, and now next step is we want to read the content of the QR code file. Again, it could be applicable to anything. And to do that, we need another library called Pizbar, and it's very simply pizbar.pizbar, and we are going to import the decade function out of it. And we also need the image, because we want to, if you want to open the image file inside the Jupyter, this is a very helpful library, and it's used for some other things as well. You will see that in a later part what this image library is used for. So we are going to image.open, and we will pass that file name, what the QR code we have just generated. Let's go decode it. And then simply what we are going to do, whatever the results come out, we are going to read the first instance of that array. So result 00. And we are going to decode it in the UTF-8 format here. Simply run this. So what it's going to do is going to take that QR code image what we have generated, and I didn't install it. Sorry, let me do the pip install here. So now if you do that again, so this is the QR code what we just generated. What Pizbar is going to do is accepts that file name and is going to read the content of the QR code. See, this is the original URL what we encoded in the QR code. So that's what actually, we took the URL code and we created a QR code out of that QR image of that particular URL. All right. So this part is achieved. Now what we want to do, we want to take this image and we want to append it inside that any document. So let's see the one sample document where we want to append that. We want to append that watermark. So inside that downloads folder, again, let me show you one image here, MSFTP. This is a sample image. It could be any document. It could be any invoice document or any other document. So for example, this is the document where I want to append that particular QR code. So let's define a function called add watermark, and it accepts 3 different parameters. One is the input image, output image, and the watermark image. So input image is going to be that Microsoft thing, Microsoft image what I was showing you. It could be any invoice document here. Output image is the final output what is going to generate, and the watermark image is the QR code image what we just generated. So input image equals to image.open and input image path, and input image path is again that Microsoft screenshot of what I was showing you earlier. Watermark image is the QR code. So now let's do one thing. We are going to define the position. Again, you can control the position where you want to display that QR code depending in your document. Totally, I'm just giving it not a random size. I'm just giving it a size, depending on my settings here. But you can change the settings. So again, these settings, this watermark position allows you to display the watermark at the desired position wherever you want it to be. And next step is very simply input image dot paste. And inside that page, it accepts a couple of parameters: watermark image, watermark position, and mask. All right. So let's run this. And in case if you have any other doubt, please read the signature of that function. And then whatever comes out, you want to save the results to an output path. All right. Now let's go run this. Oh, we have to call that function because we created a function. So let's go call that function. And again, as I stated earlier, it accepts 3 different parameters here: input image, watermark image, and the output image. So let's call this function here. Let's go down. Okay, input image path. And this is the path of that msft.png. Output image path, let's go give it a different name, say msft underscore w underscore watermark, and then watermark image path. And this is the part, the QR code what we generated earlier. Now we have these 3 things. Now let's call that function and pass these 3 different parameters to that function. Add watermark, and let's pass that input image path, output image path, and watermark image path. Let's run this. See, it runs pretty fast. Now let's go display that msft underscore w. So hopefully, if everything works out, it's going to display your updated invoice image. So as you can see, if you go and see that it has generated that watermark, it has took that QR code and is appended on the bottom right part of that document. It could, again, you can place it anywhere you desire. I hope this code works out for you. If you have any questions, any concern, any error, please open an issue log at my GitHub repository and I'll be happy to help you out. Thank you very much.